Hey everybody, back again really quick. You know what I thought I'd do is I shut off the last lesson. I put my I just started noodling around on my guitar to actually hear some of these chord tones against the chords, and I thought I would, and I liked what I was noodling around with, and I thought let me share this. And I thought I'll just do this for like 2 to 5 minutes. So this will be the lesson everybody clicks on because it's only 2 to 5 minutes, and then they'll be drawn to get back to this, the previous lesson. It'll be the one right before where we went and we detailed all of this. We created all of this. You'll know what all this means if you're just tuning into this method. So what we got here is chord tones in a very simple box shape that repeats itself all over the pattern. This is the core pattern of the fretboard, so there's no other place to be. These are where your chord tones are at. Even though arpeggios make it look like chord tones are spread all over the fretboard, you're dealing with multiple, you're pulling notes from these little boxes that are stacked all over the place on the fretboard. You can learn that on my other lessons, but let's hear some things. Let's try this too, for example. So those sounded like some pretty good notes. Those are your resolve notes. And I'm going to play some other notes. I'm going to play some of the, I'm basically playing colored squares or white squares. Let's play some white squares. They didn't have as much, they didn't settle as well as these notes. I might choose that for the line versus something like this. That didn't sound too bad, but what it noticed, like the line is kind of, it sounds good, but the line leaves you hanging because we're not on a resolve note. When I didn't use any resolve notes there, I used the 4 outside chord tones, so it kind of wants another line where I might go. So I'm going to play the first line and the second line. The first one is going to be white note, white note, white note, white note, and then I'm going to play colored note, colored note, colored note. Let's see what happens. Suddenly there was resolve, right? And that kind of leads the listener, like you want that to finish. You want to, now you have a sense of, okay, there's, a series of completed, there's a complete statement over that chord. And what I'm showing you is not only just, chord tones aren't about just playing, you always play a chord tone when the chord shows up and don't play another note. No, you're now able to lead the listener from tension to resolve. I think that sounds cool. See, now I played this and it sounded cool because it left you hanging. It's waiting for resolve is what it's doing. That's why sometimes you play some things that sound cool, but then you play the next thing and it sounds kind of cool. But, if you're not targeting, chord, if you just kind of maybe by, random, you might have just, hit, we'll call these white notes. Your first line was white notes, your second line was white notes. You left the listener hanging, and then the next chord showed up, and you're just leaving them hanging, and it's just not making any, you're not making phrases and statements. This is when you hear the language of music, this is the language. It's not like a spoken language, but the communication is away and home, away and home. See, now notice I went to that last note because as I drifted away, it didn't sound resolved, and I resolved it. So there you go. And that especially works, let's say the next chord you're using is the 5 chord. That'll work because when you end on that, you've started on a great note for the 5 chord. As a matter of fact, you might want to end your D minor line with that note as the 5 chord is on its first beat, because it'll resolve the 2 chord, but you're also entering kind of properly on the 5 chord. Kind of neat. Let's hear the 5 chord. I'm going to tap with my fingers here because they really sound good when the chord is in the background. I could hit my looper, but I got to move my feet, and we're just going to make this quick. So so once again, I played some nice resolved notes, and it sounded kind of boring. Didn't really have any life, so I went outside. So let's do that again. I'm inside on colored tones, and I'm going. Built up the tension, and now I'll resolve it with this. Let's play the whole line again. See how that works? Kind of neat. Start looping some of these chords, and let's do that. Let's loop the 6th chord here. We'll go with A minor. Here is our shape, chord tones, non, and then you heard I resolved it. Let's try white, colored. Let's try white, colored. Why did that line sound good? Because I went tension, inside. I went tension, inside, outside, inside. See, I'm leaving you hanging on these 2 notes. And there we're inside. I'm being called, so I've got to go.